Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Disanity. And tonight we have, as I knock over your book, we are going to have an awesome time tonight because we got three incredibly special guests tonight. We have Doug and Arnie from PTV and Ben from PTV as well, guys. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know it's definitely a different, hard for you guys to get in here this early. So we're very honored and thankful that you guys are here. So thanks for being here.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But before we get started, like everybody does, we need to do some quick mousekeeping to kind of go over a few things. Of course, Dean over at The Live Place. Be sure to check out Dean, theliveplace.com for family-friendly streams throughout the week, Monday through Sunday. If you're looking for a stream, you're not sure where to find it, go see theliveplace.com because he's like the TV guide of live streamers for sure. And, of course, our two partner channels, they are Steve's World and Disney Dan. Be sure to check those guys out. Steve goes live on Mondays with Just Another Monday Night, and Dan goes live on Saturdays with Disney Fiasco. So check those guys out. But let me say hi to a few people real fast in the chat. We got Mike Wheeler's here. What's up, Mike? Good to see you.
First.
Yes, he was first. Make it blue at Disney Adventure. Caitlin's here. James Ryan, one of our members, is here. Good to see you. It's Joey's World. Lisa, Keith, and Joey. Alex Brenner's here. Timothy Rainwaters is here. James Garcia. There's Steve's World, one of our partner channels. What's up, Steve? And I think that's it for now. I know it's kind of early. We got some more people coming in. Rachel Fithian's here. Emily LSU Mom is here. And they are flying in as we speak. But guys, again, thank you for being here. Again, we're going to talk because you guys are our go-to experts when it comes to Disneyland. When we were talking about this, I said, we got to do a Disneyland stream.
Guilty.
Guilty. Like I said,
Anyway, we were like, guess what?
back of our hand.
Exactly. We said we're not asking anybody else but PTV or maybe Brian. But I got Brian, one of the. He's always in the chat. Brian, I'm going to have Brian on for another time. But oh my gosh, yes, we said we're going to have PTV on for this one because you guys are the experts for sure. So thank you guys again for being here. Big Disney fan, welcome in. And all right, so first question I got to ask you guys, and we'll go around the board. First time going to Disneyland. When was your first experience for Disney?
Doug, you take this first.
This was by accident, and there's a little bit of backstory. I was born and raised in Reno, Nevada, from a family of 6. So I was from 4 boys and my parents. And my dad was the sole provider of our family, he owned a service station, a Texaco service station. So family trips were not a big thing. We would go to the San Francisco Bay Area because that's where they were from. They got married and moved up to Reno. So, and then they started having all these kids and it was just not a thing. And, so it was just an economic thing. And my dad couldn't get that much time. As we got older, he did say, and I kind of always knew and heard about this Disneyland place. And I thought it was a place that I'll never, ever get to. Because even though Nevada and California, they're not that far. But in 1987, they did a family trip. And my first time ever was on July 17th. Not knowing it was Disneyland's birthday. I was 13. And man, did I just fall in love with it and drink the Kool-Aid. And I was just at 13. That's the Disney's lost age. The Walt Disney Company loses about the 12, 13-year-olds up until about when they graduate and get into college. So they lose this 5-year period. And Disney's thrown billions of dollars trying to get that, audience. But no, they got me. They didn't have to do it. They got me. I just been obsessed pretty much ever since. And then I thought, okay, I'm never going to go anywhere else. But yeah, that is my claim to fame to. Oh, Mike.
Thank you, Mike, so much for that $1.99 super chat.
So awesome.
He says, I love PTV. Yes, we do.
So yeah, it was the 1987.
Wow.
Just I have everything, the pictures and everything.
And Ben, do you want to carry our story on that one? Sure. Arnie and I were pretty much babies in diapers the first time we ever went to Disneyland. We visited in 1965. Our family had just purchased a brand new Chevrolet Bel Air station wagon. It was in 1965. I still remember it was like a steel blue color. Yeah. And it was in some sort of accident while we were down there. So we had to cut the trip short. But we were able to go to Disneyland when we were babies. But growing up, I think the first time I have any type of recollection of that. We were probably about 7 years old.
Yeah.
But Disney has been a part of our lives since we were kids.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, that week that we were there at Disneyland in 1965 happened to be the week of the Watts riots.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh.
And our dad found a hotel that was very close to the Watts riots, didn't even know what was going on.
Really?
We went to a pizza place that night, and he said, well, you're going to have to take the pizza to go. I says, well, why? He says, because of the riots. And we said, what riots? So our dad went straight into the Watts riots.
Oh, my God.
But our father was really good at traveling without making reservations. That's my idea of roughing it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't camp.
So, yeah, Disneyland has been a part of our lives forever.
So you guys would say 1971.
1971 is my first real recollection of a trip to Disneyland with family. I remember my mom holding us back when my older brother and sister went on with my dad to the Matterhorn bobsleds.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. And speaking of which, that's some of the, already right there, that's one of the ones I want to experience is Matterhorn bobsleds for sure. Let me say hi to a few people who jumped in while you guys were talking. Candy Mom 15, Cynthia's here, one of our members. She's actually our first member. Good to see you, Cynthia. Pam's fam is here. Surfer Girl 326 is here. I also saw.
Only wonderful people.
Wow.
Yep. Captain Akron 27 is here. Downscale is here. I know Downscale jumped in. Good to see you, Downscale. Ray J is here all the way from Indonesia. Ray J's from Indonesia. Good to see Ray J. And if I missed anybody, I apologize. Just repost. We'll try to get you. But, man, guys, those are great stories. It's funny. Melissa and I, we never went to Disneyland or Disney World as kids. We didn't go till I was 27, first time I ever went.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 1998. I wasn't quite 28 yet. I was born in late 1970. But I was 27 first time I went. Melissa was 24.
Yeah, and my family was much like yours, where my dad had his own business, and we didn't have a lot of money growing up, and I grew up in southern Maine. The thought of going to Florida was like, we were beach bums. We grew up not far from the coast of Maine, so we would spend days and weekends at the beach, and that was fine with us. We didn't really know anything different, although we were really into movies and things like that. So it was a dream come true. Even as an adult.
Doug, it for us,
experience that.
more for us, it was definitely financial as kids. Our families just didn't.
My parents
just didn't have the opportunity,
the money, the resources, and when you have a family of six, it's just it cost. And Disney's a premium. Even in the 80s, it was meant to be. You just couldn't go as a really large family.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was just he being a sole provider and didn't make a lot of he provided for us, but he was it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until older that they broke down, and oh my God, I still have the travel agency documents of that.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't throw away any. I have paper.
No, he loves paper.
I have a collection. And you were just saying your first time to Walt Disney World. My first time to Walt Disney World was September of '98. Also, I went to the Milan event.
We were there in September of '98. That's funny.
Wow.
Was right after the Memorial Weekend time. So my first time ever was early September of 1998. I flew out because of the Milan event. And that's a whole different video and a half. But I went out there. I'm like, I'm going to do this special event. And I'm going to go to Walt Disney World for the first time. And then that was the end of that right there. So, 98 was, what was I? 98?
24?
24. Yes, I was 24. Didn't ever think after I thought I went to Disneyland, I was going to be, that was it.
Yeah.
And then when I kind of realized I was making my own money, I was starting to get my career and do my own things. I'm like, okay, this is accessible. I looked at the package. I'm like, okay, I want to do it. It's like, this is what I want to spend my money on. And went right in, got a flight, and that was the end of that. So 1989 September.
Nice. That's awesome. That's really cool. That is fantastic. Oh my gosh, we had some more people jump in. Laura B is here. Jamie B is here. Kay Atwood is here. Jim More Sunshine Please is here.
Season's greetings, Jim.
Joyous Noel.
Exactly. Charlie and Stacy, the Disney Nerd Herders, are here. I think we had a couple of other people jump in. Laurie Jean Carlson is here. My gosh, we got all kinds of people. You guys are drawing in the big crowd tonight. Thank you. So, first question I want to ask you guys, as the pros at Disneyland, I want to get down and dirty for a minute here. If you're going for the first time It's a lot smaller when you talk about comparing it to Disney World. A lot of people will take a whole week, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days for Disney World. What's a good amount of days, would you say, for a first timer going to Disneyland? If you had to take an amount of days, what's a good amount of days?
I would say safely 5 days.
5 days. I think you can take your time. If you want to super take your time, do actually a week. I mean, there's 2 parks. And to really entrench it and do it, 5 to 7 days. I mean,
and
no joke.
If you do have that 7 days, you might even be able to throw in Knott's Berry Farm
I would
as
throw,
well.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because it's only 10 minutes up the freeway.
It's very historical.
Knott's Berry? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, Ben, let me ask you, with 5 to 7 days like that, would you say if someone said, well, like us coming all the way from the East Coast, you're right. I might say to myself, I'm not going to fly 3,000 miles for 3 days or 2 days. You know, why do that? But if I did it, let's say, could I get the 2 parks done in 3 days, do you think? Or is it definitely
in
not?
3 days, you could. You physically get 3 days in with both parks all the way. But you're kind of rushing through everything. Disneyland, there is something special about Disneyland that you don't get at any other Disney park around the world, and that is that it is the only park that actually has Walt Disney's stamp of approval from him. And there is this palpable kind of presence that you get when you walk through the gates of Disneyland. You actually feel the spirit of Walt in that park. There is something really special about that park. And people who have been to other parks around the world come into Disneyland and they all sense it. It's you really don't understand it until you've gone. But 3 days at the resort, if you're pushing it, yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.
I'm with Arnie and Doug. If you want to take your time, do 4 or 5 days to really see the park. And if you want some time in Southern California to at least try and get In-N-Out Burger in as well. You
got to get in and out.
Because you would believe that Disneyland is this square and then there's houses around it. It's the oddest thing, but you're in it containing into a bubble. But like Ben was said, there's an aura of nostalgia. It's not like a museum or a historical piece, but you feel a presence. Like sometimes when you go into a battlefield of the Civil War, people say you kind of get that sense of, you know, aura. You do. Without a shadow of doubt, you get that every single time at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And Disneyland Park is the smallest of all Magic Kingdoms, but it has the most attractions than any of them. It's
really
how they cram so much in such a little tiny area.
Oh, thank you for that, Brian, by the way. And thank you, Candy Mom, for those very nice, very generous super chats. Thank you guys for that so much. And by the way, Tina McNeil stopped in. Tina McNeil is here. Oh my gosh, we got all kinds of people in here. Russ Stapleton, the Philly crew, Russ and Ron and Meredith are here for you guys. Man, we have all kinds of people in here tonight seeing you guys. That's great. Jenny Faye UK is here. Good to see you. Big Noah's in the house too. Noah's here.
Hi.
Got all kinds of people. So definitely, I agree with you guys. I wouldn't want to rush it, especially if you're a first timer. But let me ask you this question.
Sure.
I kind of lost my train of thought. What I was going to ask you guys there. What time of the year is the best time to go? Because I know, like for Florida is pretty much even in December and January and February, you're going to get warm weather. What's a good time of the year to go to Disneyland to maximize your trip? Would you say?
Okay, for me, especially because I love Christmas so much, I would say the first week of December. You get to celebrate the holidays at that point. You see the special overlays that they have where there are various attractions. Everything is generally open as well at that time of year. During off season, which is now all of about 6 weeks anymore, it seems.
I believe that.
It does.
That's when you'll see attractions that are down, and frequently it'll be the Matterhorn bobsleds that's down. It's an older attraction, so they take a lot of time to always spruce it up. But various attractions will go down during that time period. I would say the second week of December is probably going to be your best time to go, midweek especially.
Springtime, I think. I think you can. There's really, the weather-wise, there's really no bad time because really California weather, we're very arid, we're very Mediterranean.
Mhm.
So, Southern California gets a tad some humidity, but generally speaking, nothing like Florida. Absolutely not. So you can get a little bit of the heat and it's actually very bearable.
Okay.
So
Ben,
really,
what about you? Do you agree, or do you think is there a better? Do you like a different time yourself?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for, because if you want to spend Halloween at Disneyland, anytime between mid-September to late October is a beautiful time to go to Disneyland too. Indian summer has just kicked into California, and you've got this beautiful warm weather, especially in the evening. Springtime at Disneyland is beautiful. There really is no really bad time of the year. And even when you're going in the wintertime, when some of the attractions are down, you can still get some of the slower crowds at Disneyland.
Right.
But you can still get sometimes where there's like a rain going through Disneyland, and there's nothing like walking through that park in the rain. I love riding Big Thunder Mountain in the rain.
Really?
They're pelting your face as you're going
Right.
on. It's nothing more fun.
Hey,
Nice.
I remember being at Disneyland in January of 1995. I was there specifically to collect these trading cards that they had for a promotion. When I was there, they were experiencing torrential downpours. There were only 600 people in the park that day.
Whoa.
It was open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., after which I had to wade through 3 inches of water in the parking lot to get to my truck.
Oh my God.
It took me over an hour to get home, which was about a 10-minute drive normally. So
Oh my God.
because I had my 4x4, I was able to wade through the intersections
Right.
were stalled.
Oh my gosh.
moly.
God. Oh, and speaking of which, a public service announcement: we are having really bad weather outside right now. So if we happen to go dark, it's because we're having a major storm
Every
out
seem to have a thunderstorm
every single day. So just FYI, just in case. Hopefully
Well,
not.
It's beautiful, sunny, and about 80 degrees here in Oakland.
yeah,
Yeah.
about 30% humidity. It's actually
Oh.
gorgeous, a tad warm. It's really, really nice.
We won't see rain until probably about September.
Right.
Well, we're going to see rain a lot here. It's probably 90 outside with 90 humidity and pouring down raining right now.
100% humidity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, that's something about summer at Disneyland too. The weather is perfect.
Really.
Oh my
Warm
God.
days, and then it cools off just slightly in the evening.
That sounds awesome.
See, so good thing. I have a question. When are you going to let Disney back some of those collectibles? No, not going to happen.
Years of collection. They've had enough, and they wanted to give it to me, so they sold them to me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. That
When
is so
people,
funny.
when people ask me about Arnie and Doug's house, I always refer to the villa as the Walt Disney Gallery North. They have so much. And when you put Christmas trees up there with all the Christmas
I
stuff,
know.
all the Disney stuff hanging all over the trees, it's plussed even more.
Ben, I'm surprised. Do you sneak some of the stuff out of the house and take it home with you?
No, but they've taken some of my stuff into theirs.
Oh, funny.
Well, we move things around. It's like,
Let's
we
just-
have this.
Let's just say it's on loan from the Ben collections.
Yeah,
From
they
the
have a
Ben-
rotating gallery.
That's
I
funny.
kind of get the impression they would know if something went missing, though. I mean, like, you guys even have
yeah.
everything charted for your ornaments and all that, right? So there's
Yeah,
no,
oh,
It's
absolutely.
all coded.
there's no way you could get away with it.
Is it color coded?
Barcoded.
barcoded.
Nice. Even, man, you guys are high tech for sure. I'm a paint by numbers kind of guy, and you guys are barcoding stuff. That's awesome.
Just give you an idea of park hopping. I want to get that kind of little thing. And Ben has a perfect example. This is how park hopping happens at Disneyland. We were waiting for a parade on Main Street. So it would be the Emporium area toward Down Square. We wanted those Pooh characters because the movie came out. So we had Arnie hold our place in Main Street. Ben and I went across the Esplanade, went into California Adventure, went into the main Toy Story, the store, bought all the plush, came back, and still made it.
Oh my
There-
gosh.
you can go have a drink.
It took about
20 minutes.
15-20 minutes.
You walk across. There's this area we kind of counted. We think it's probably the length of maybe a football field.
Wow.
from gate to gate. That's how
Yeah.
big the area.
Yeah.
So you can leave Disneyland, go get an ice cream at California Adventure, and go back to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That's awesome.
well. That was
Yeah, that's about 10 minutes.
Sure, that was a good description of about how far apart. I never could really tell by video.
No.
Well, I still remember. I still remember that day because Arnie was there. He had his camera positioned on top of a garbage can. We were about 20 feet away from Mr. Cheesy Pop, who was just a little further up.
yeah. Uh-huh.
And we met him.
And Doug and I just darted off, came back with the plush, and plenty of time.
And we're
Wow.
putting huge bags, and we had Pooh and Piglet, and then he got all these humongous plushy bags, and we're schlepping across. We still made it in time, and that's just the compactness. But there's so much.
Yeah.
You could be on Thunder Mountain when Fantasmic is going. So when you go up one of the hills and you go around, you can actually see things blow off of Rivers of America while you're touring it around. Fantasmic is going right next to you.
That's
Wow.
cool.
Well, like you said, they have so much in such a small area, but it's almost think Tetris, where they really fit everything in
True.
just the right places. They maximize that space. It sounds like
Yes, that's true.
absolutely.
They're putting Mickey's Runaway Railway, and it's in Toontown. They had to evict so much more backstage. It's like the poor backstage people. They have to go on other parts of outside of Anaheim or by the freeway because it's like they're taking all this area and putting a massive dark ride in Toontown.
Yeah, and you're gonna love that dark ride, by
It
the
is
way.
a cute
It's
Yeah.
pretty amazing for
Yeah, I'm
sure.
looking forward to it.
Gotcha. So I do want to ask you this because we kind of talked about this real fast off stream. So for Disney first timers, like you said, there really aren't packages like you get at Disney World. So if I'm looking for a trip and I want to book my hotel, and let's say, and we're going to get into hotels in a minute, but let's just kind of start there. I want to stay at Disney's California. What is it?
The
California.
Grand California.
The Grand
Grand
California.
California. Right. I want to stay there. But I want to come to Disney for 5 days. Do they don't really have packages? Is it separate booking?
They do have packages of that nature. They do. They have various levels of hotels. Your premium hotels are going to be the Disneyland Hotel and Grand Californian. The level just below that is going to be the Paradise Pier Hotel. And the only reason why it's a lower level is just because it's just a little bit further away, walking distance. You can still walk, but it's not as high a level as Disneyland Hotel. The packages, they do have packages where you can get that. Now, if you want a cheaper package, you don't stay on property. You stay just off property at what they refer to as one of the Good Neighbor hotels.
Okay.
Right.
So they have.
And so one of those hotels specifically, Jim was there with D&G Explorers. They stayed at the Candy Cane Inn. And that's actually right on the same block as Disneyland. If you actually look in the parking lot of the hotel, you look toward the street, then you turn around, and right behind is this giant wall. It's just the backside of the Cadillac range of Cars Land.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Neat.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. So Ben, let me. Oh, go ahead. Doug.
Harbor, and it's right across the street. So you have Disneyland's entrance where they have the buses. Then you go across the street, and then there's a row of very nice hotels, the Howard Johnson. So technically, I call it on property. So you just
Right.
have to go across the street, and then you're basically inside Disneyland.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
And
you
Grand
want to-
California, you go right into DCA, right?
Yes, there's an entrance right into DCA from the Grand Californian.
Okay. Right. And that's what's so different for Disneyland compared to Disney World. Because at Disney World right now, and I say right now because that's going to change, there's really only one resort that you can walk to Magic Kingdom, and that's the Contemporary.
Right.
Now the Grand Floridian is getting its walkway, but it's not there yet. At least to walk to Magic Kingdom. There's a couple other ones you can walk to Hollywood Studios and Epcot and stuff like that for.
Sure.
But that's a little bit more of a trek. Ben, let me ask you a question. They have something out there that's a little bit different than what we have. They have Max Pass. We don't have Max Pass in Disney World. If I'm a first timer and I'm asking you, what is Max Pass? What is that?
Arnie and Doug might know a little bit more about that than I do because
Okay,
I've never
yeah.
used it.
Okay.
Oh, no? Okay.
No, it's an upcharge for FastPass. Essentially, you get FastPass, but MaxPass allows you to have it on your phone. So there are no magic bands at Disneyland Resort. You don't use that at
Oh,
all.
that's right. They don't do magic bands, do they?
No.
It's
Okay.
the
Use your phone.
Use your everything.
So you use your My Disney Experience app. Everything is included there. You have an upcharge of $15 per day per person in your group for Max Pass. It's not
$15
cheap.
per day. No, not at all.
$15. So, for the two of you, it'd be $30 a day to add on
a
to
day.
But you don't need to add it every day. Fast Pass works differently at Disneyland Resort. You cannot reserve a Fast Pass until the day you're inside the park. Once you're in the park, any Fast Pass is available to any guest. It's
Huh.
first come, first serve.
Okay. So
Uh,
being somebody that's staying on property doesn't really give you an advantage like it does at Disney World.
No, it does not.
Okay.
But with Max Pass, you're allowed to have a Fast Pass every 90 minutes. So once
Nice.
you use that, you can then go get another one, and
And
then
another one.
and there are
It's unlimited.
so there are probably about 12, 15 attractions that are on Fast Pass. Something like
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
It's really that's one is that Disneyland has it is you can get a lot and they know you're in the park and
Okay.
they're everything on it. So and only one person needs to control the whole group. So if it's just the two of you or four of you, one person gets fast passes. So you could be waiting in line for Indiana Jones.
Right.
Okay, I'm in line. I'm just about getting in it. You can make fast pass for the next attraction and you can go right to it.
Nice.
With
Okay.
that,
Taking notes.
Yeah, we got notes.
like smoke
Absolutely.
coming off.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Pete, thank you for that $4.99
Oh,
super
thank
chat.
Yeah.
He says, in lieu of super chats today, please make donations to the PTV Holiday Decoration Fund. I just got the notification. Trees go up next week.
Just start now.
And that does not surprise me if that was true. Not at all.
July 5th is we're going to be decorated for the fall, and then that right after Labor Day's Christmas.
I can't wait for the
love it.
first video.
I love
What do you guys, Ben? Ben, I'm picking you. Ben, you're coming over and you're decorating our tree because I remember what your tree looked like last year.
I love my tree. I really do love my tree. I mean, right now it's the place that I put my tree has a big light stand over here, so I've got proper lighting for the camera here.
Right.
But no, I can't wait to put my tree up. That'll probably be going up in October.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. And Donna says, Ben's tree was my favorite, Cynthia. I found it mesmerizing. It was. I remember I can't remember which stream he was on. He was on a stream and I just kept putting in the chat, I can't do anything but look at his tree. It was awesome.
For one thing, I think, was it you, Walt, that kept saying that it was a green screen that I was sitting in?
Yes, yeah, that was me. I said, that's
And then
not
I
real.
would
That's a
reach
green
back
screen."
and grab an ornament off the tree and bring it up. It was like magic.
And Doug and Arnie, every time we'd look at your house, it was like a winter wonderland. It was like,
No, it's
what do
awesome.
you charge for admission?
I know, right? It's true. You could be making money for your trips.
Oh my God, it's the God's honest truth. All right, I got to ask this question: resorts, if for those that might be first timers, would you recommend? Because see, I'm going to stop for a second. There's people like us who are big Disney fans, and then there's your casual Disney fans. Okay, I would probably say us first timers. You're maybe yes, definitely stay at the Grand Californian or stay at Disneyland Hotel because we're big into Disney. But if you're a casual Disney fan,
Or even if you're not. I'm
or even if you're
curious,
not, but you
yeah.
want to go, should they still stay on property or should they take advantage of the good neighbor?
I'll take this question. In order to enjoy Disneyland, you don't necessarily have to stay at one of the Disney hotels.
Mm-hmm.
They are extremely expensive. Even the low-end Disney hotel on their property is a lot more expensive than some of the more comparable, cheaper hotels that are on the resort of the Anaheim resort. So I would definitely focus at staying at one of the nearby hotels. They all have shuttles that drop you off right at the entrance. So that's
Okay.
not a problem. I would focus your money on the parks themselves. Don't worry about the hotels. You can always go visit the hotels, walk over there and see what the environments are like. But I would definitely focus your money on the food, the attractions, and all the souvenirs that you want to get, because that's where the fun is.
Yeah, you got to go into the junk stores, definitely.
Gotcha. Detroit Disney Duo, welcome in one of our members. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. Okay, and that's why I wasn't sure, because I was going to say, we say that to people sometimes coming down there to Disney World too. We're like, if you want to stay in the Disney bubble, they have like 20 hotels, pick one. But if you stay outside, you're going to save a lot of money.
Yeah.
You really are going to save a lot of money.
The
And,
one advantage that the staying on the property in Walt Disney World is that you actually have constant, oh my gosh, constant transportation.
okay.
There are buses there all the time. Depending on the hotels you're at, you can take the Skyliner, or as Doug calls it, the Skyway, or you can take the monorail over to the Magic Kingdom or over to Epcot. There's a lot of options that you can do. And like Brandy of Brandy and Dave was taking Ubers all over the place when they were down there. So
Right.
they've got a lot of transportation options at Disney World, whereas at Disneyland, you can practically just walk. It's
Yeah.
that
Everything.
close.
Yeah,
That
that makes
a
sense.
difference.
That makes sense. And like you said, you're saving a lot of money for the food, or for the dining experiences, or for the souvenirs. I agree 100%.
And Kitty Cat is right. The Good Neighbor hotels they're very nice, and you even get a choice of Hilton and the Ramada is right there. Yeah, they're all right
Just
there.
right there. Where Walt Disney World, it actually makes a difference when you stay on property and stay one of the Disney branded hotels. There is actually a feel, and it's all connected. At Disneyland, honestly, there isn't. I mean, sure, there's Disneyland Hotel in the Garden, California, but it's not intertwined. Like I would have to say, well, it doesn't have the same feel. You're right there, but you could just stay across the street in Harbor, and you're exactly in the same area, just as close. So it's just a lot of walking, but not as the walking intensity we call when we go to Walt Disney World. It's the death march. Wherever you go, you walk. So Disneyland, it's a huff, but
Get that pedometer out. You got 30,000 steps a day. So,
No, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Run around. Yeah, we could easily run around to downtown Disney, go to Earl of Sandwich, go back into Disneyland, and go see a show at California Adventure.
Yeah.
All like just going like this, and you're not really, again, your feet are not. You don't want to chop off your legs. You're in severe pain. But yeah, that's the cool thing. So the hotels, even though they're beautiful, and the Disneyland Hotels has a lot of history, it doesn't. I don't feel it buys you anything by staying in it when you could be economical.
yeah, because if you're thinking economics as well, Kitty Cat also brings up a good point. A lot of those hotels do have small kitchens and stoves and refrigerators. So you can actually have your own food ready to go, and then you can get to the park. Disneyland does not restrict food inside the parks. You can take your own food in.
Oh,
Nice. Yeah. Oh, really? Wow, that's awesome. 45 people watching, guys, with 43 likes. Everybody's here to see you guys tonight. Thank you again. Thank you to everybody in the chat. We're definitely trying to keep up with it. There's tons in here. Kitty Cat's Fantastic Adventures with Wheels, welcome in as well. Brian, buddy, I don't know if I said hi to you, but Brian Eisenhart, another one of our members in here. Brian's a big Disneyland guy too. We got a stream coming up with him in the near future. Michelle the Quilter is here as well. Michelle, good to see you. We got tons of people here to see you guys tonight. My next question is, speaking of dining, and I think this is the one we've all been waiting for. I know Melissa has. So I want to talk a little bit about dining. I don't want to get during my rapid fire at the end. I'm going to ask specific questions on favorite dining spots, but talk to me about dining in general. Do they have the dining plan like Disney World has? Do they do that? Do they have any kind of anything like that?
No.
Okay. So how does dining work when it comes? Just strictly you choose a reservation? Can you do it 180 days ahead like Disney World? How does it work?
Only 60 days in advance.
Okay.
Very few select restaurants that are more hot, not higher end, but they're more sit down, and they are the one I would have to say quintessential Disneyland. That it's the Disneyland experience. It's like an attraction itself because it's inside the attraction. Is the Blue Bayou inside the Pirates of the Caribbean?
Somebody said that the other day. Yeah.
Down, every Disneyland fan has to do the Blue Bayou.
Yeah.
Once.
Okay. Now, where is Blue Bayou in Magic Kingdom? Where is that?
he said Pirates.
In
Pirates.
It's in New Orleans
Disneyland?
Square.
Yeah, it's in New Orleans.
It's in New Orleans Square in the Pirates ride, basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Wow.
When you're
that's
sitting in the
really
restaurant, it's perpetual nighttime in the restaurant. They've got Japanese lanterns that hang above. You're sitting in like an old time, plantation kind of thing. They've got a little house there. It's really very a cool environment. It's dark up above, but they actually have light down at the table so you can see what the menu says.
cool. Right.
At one point, people were using their cell phones. They turned on the light so they could read the menu, and they thought, "That's it. We've got to fix this."
Because it's very dark. Because you're inside the attraction. They're loading.
Right.
And seats are kind of like right off. So you're seeing the boat go onto the dock, kind of going around, and you see people eating off to the side.
Yeah. So
It is so absolutely
as you're
cool.
sitting there dining,
I thought I was getting ready to say that.
you see the fireflies that are flying around as well. So it's really cool.
Cool. And that's what I was going to ask you. You think maybe Epcot's Mexico Pavilion probably took a page out of their book?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how it is there.
And
Yeah,
I
actually,
thought
yes.
this was up.
Yes, that is a good example, I would have to say, of what the Blue Bayou would be the Mexican Pavilion. Correct.
So yeah, they fixed it. They have lighted menus now there.
Oh, really?
That's good.
Okay.
'Cause I'm
Gotcha.
blind to that even in the
All right. So dining. Is there a limitation on? I guess there's not on like how many you can book at one time. Like you said, 60 days out. If I'm 60 days out, would I be able to book 10 of them if I wanted? Do they? I guess they don't put a limit on that, do they?
They don't really put a limit on but you kind of want not to do that simply because there are so many different places to eat. And Disneyland is different food-wise than Walt Disney World. Because they cater to the local Southern California crowd, they are forever changing their menus up. Different foods are available on different menus. Another thing they do is also snacks and things. You'll always find like limited edition churros or some kind of a little baked good or something. And you're only going to get it for like 4 weeks and then it's gone.
Wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, it's good for the locals because those that they have over 1 million annual pass holders. So for those who are being encouraged to come in just to try some of the snacks, you'll see different vlogs from different groups in Southern California that will post regularly on YouTube of the monthly snacks that are offered at Disneyland.
Oh really?
Even
Like
Starbucks.
in different like chat rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah. Even Starbucks has specialty drinks for a limited time.
At Disneyland only.
At Disneyland only, in Disneyland Park.
That's
Oh,
cool.
wow.
So
Very
something
nice.
just more of a draw. For
Yeah,
people to-
it really is.
That's neat.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and you can plan. I mean, like I said, there's the Carthay Circle, Napa Rose, and California Adventure, and Blue Bayou. Those are pretty much the ones that you can reserve and do it. But generally speaking, it's whatever the mood hits you, whatever the wind takes you.
Oh
That's
wow.
a great casual thing about Disneyland is that you don't have to plan your infinite degree of like, okay, I have to go potty at this time.
Yeah,
like
you-
Walt
There
Disney
you
World.
go.
You don't need your Sue Heck binder with everything prepared,
Yeah.
saying, okay, at 3 o'clock we have this, at 5 o'clock we have this, at 7, nothing like that.
What tickles your fancy? You know, you walk by it, but if there's some happen to do, there is some things, but there's actually not that much where there's like, unlike Walt Disney World, you have to, almost everything is bookable. Disneyland, no, it's
Okay.
whatever,
Yeah.
you just go like this.
That's,
There.
I
like
guess
that,
that's
though.
I guess that's nice because ultimately you hit it. You hit the nail on the head. When you go to Disney World, time is precious, and it's so packed all the time down there that you are pretty much planning every second of every day almost with the trip. And it's nice to know that. I guess overall, and Ben, I want to ask you, it's more of a relaxed atmosphere, would you say, than Disneyland, than Disney World?
Well, I really can't say that from personal experience because I've only been to Disney World once, and that was back in 1996.
Okay.
So the environment at Disney World is probably changed a lot since I was last there. But I wouldn't say that Disneyland is a very relaxed atmosphere at all.
No.
It's constantly packed anymore. When they said that they were going to turn it into a resort, they meant every word of it. It didn't start out that way when California Adventure originally opened. Even Imagineers themselves, old school Imagineers, were interviewed at the grand opening of the theme park. And one of them said, I prefer the parking lot. It's really, really bad. But over 20 years now that they've had a chance to really grow and develop the park and change it from its original origins, it's a much better park. And it's a good companion park to Disneyland, but Disneyland is still the best.
Right. Okay.
I'm sure it is what you make of it too. I mean, we can make things stressful, make things, if you go and you give yourself enough time, I think you can make it enjoyable, take your time to relax, still get everything in that you want to get in.
California Adventure does have something that no one else in the country has, and that is World of Color. It is such a great nighttime show. You cannot, people try and videotape or record it or whatever, and it does not do it any justice. You actually have to be there to experience, because it is a 360-degree, three-dimensional show. You've got to see it.
Nice.
But for dining, to finish that off, everything is there's a wide variety of restaurants available, from everything from the fine dining of Blue Bayou at Disneyland to the Napa Rose at Grand Californian and Carthay Circle inside Buena Vista Street at DCA, right down to the Little Red Wagon on Main Street to get the life-changing corn dog. I mean, it is the best corn dog of your life.
That's what a lot of people say. I've heard that from a lot of vloggers.
Yeah. It's silly, but hands down, everybody knows it's that corn dog, hand dipped. It is everything. I pause. That's the only time I ever in my life will ever eat a corn dog is when I go to Disneyland. I can't do the frozen things. I don't go anywhere else, but I get this Disneyland.
I will.
It literally comes with a side of smelling salts because you pass on how good it is.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I'll just take another dose of Lipitor, to compensate for that.
When it comes to Disneyland and food like that, I don't care if I hear my arteries slam shut. I will eat the food. It is just because you walk and you have to pace yourself, and you only live once, and the way the world is changing.
Naps and snacks.
Naps and snacks.
Right. It is # life-changing corn dog. It really is.
We're not joking.
Yeah,
and the beignets are different. And then you got the California Boudin bread, which is very Californian. So this
you love the soup there.
We ad nauseum so much.
Take care, Ray J. Have a good night, Ray J.
Bye.
Ray J's heading out. Avery, welcome in. Avery, the Cuban American here. Welcome in, Avery. Gotcha. So, all right, guys. So let me ask you the really burning question. I've got one trip to Disneyland. I want to do either the Halloween party or the Christmas party. I can't do both. I can only come to one. Which one do I do?
Well,
I can answer this question.
Yeah.
Do you like Nightmare Before Christmas or really appreciate Nightmare Before Christmas?
Well, I'll put it no.
Not really.
But I love Christmas.
Well, that's
I know, but I think I know where he's going with this.
Although
Well, Nightmare Before Christmas starts right after Labor Day, so it's for the Halloween season and Christmas season.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have to depend. That's what I was going to say. There's people that will fly all around, go see the Nightmare Before Christmas at the Haunted Mansion, and then leave.
Well, that I do want to see. I want to see that overlay.
I actually want to see that overlay. Even though we're not fans of Nightmare Before Christmas, we want to see that.
But that looks really
It's an incredible overlay.
It is an incredible overlay. So find your holiday. If it's the fall or the Christmas, there's there's no extra ticket. There's nothing. You see one parade, and then they bring there's the Believe in Holiday Magic fireworks that's going on 20 years. I mean, it brings tears to our eyes every single time because it came out in the year 2000 and they use it every single year. And it is now ensconced of Christmas at Disneyland.
Is it possible to go to both Disneyland and Disney World's Food and Wine? Oh, absolutely.
And we did it.
We did it. We did it in 2012.
So Disneyland, there's no extra tickets now. We're Halloween time. They did have it where you can go trick or treat. They have a little parade, and then they have the the fireworks. But
Don't
they're
they
trying.
switch sides? Like one year they'll do it in Disneyland, the next other years they'll do it
At DCA or is it?
DCA?
No.
Right now, what it is they do the Oogie Boogie Bash at
Oh, that okay.
That's what it was.
California Adventure, and I haven't been to it myself, but I've seen people that have gone, and they say it's absolutely amazing.
Cool.
The reason
Gonzo,
they moved
welcome.
the reason they moved it from Disneyland to DCA was in anticipation of the opening of Galaxy's Edge. They wanted to try and wean people away from Disneyland over into California Adventure to try and balance out the crowds.
That makes
I
sense.
see.
That
Yeah,
makes
it does
sense.
make sense. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure they were anticipating incredible crowds for that for sure. Gonzo, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Okay, next question. Theme parks. I want to get into the actual theme parks right now. Ben, we'll start with you.
Okay.
I'm going into. Let's go to Disneyland. If I have, what's must do in Disneyland for some of the rides? Like I can't get to all of them, but I'm going to get to most of them. Which ones do I hit first? And Doug and Arnie, you can definitely tell us your side of this as well. What do I hit at Disneyland first? What's the must?
Well, considering that there are a few attractions at Disneyland that aren't anywhere else, I would probably focus on those. First of all would be the Indiana Jones Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great ride. It's been there for 25 years and it'll be there for a lot longer than that. It's a fantastic attraction. Matterhorn bobsleds, considering that Disneyland is the only place you can get that one. It is actually the first steel tubular roller coaster ever built.
Is it really?
Yeah.
How about that?
It had to be engineered in a time before they had CADs. So they really, really worked hard on trying to get that ride put together. And Lord knows how they did it back in 1959.
I just love the story of how they made it. Walt Disney was on location for the film Third Man on the Mountain, got a postcard of the Matterhorn, sent it to the Imagineers in Southern California from Europe and said, here, build this.
That's hilarious.
And that's it. And they came up with something that's still there and pretty phenomenal for
But
sure.
Avery makes a good point. It's not a true Matterhorn experience unless you break something in your body. I'll tell you get a bruise or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the Matterhorn bobsled.
It's
a rough ride.
It's rough.
It's
but
rough.
It's classic. I mean, it's not something you go in on ad nauseum over and over and over again. But you just have to because, again, it's the nostalgia and it's just right there.
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean is also one of those things that you do need to do at Disneyland because it is vastly better than what Florida has. Florida's was just kind of thrown in there because it was a customer demand back in the early 70s.
And isn't that funny? That's one of our favorites. I can only imagine how great yours is.
Yeah, it's really, really great at
You get
Disneyland.
the full story.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you're going at Halloween time or Christmas time, the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay at the Haunted Mansion for Haunted Mansion Holiday is a must-see. Also, Disneyland's Small World Holiday. Amazing. Amazing. They hang 250,000 lights all over the attraction. It's just stunning.
And that's just the facade.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. Music and it decorate the inside. Disneyland does the overlays.
Yeah.
Superior overlays.
Then if you go into Toontown, which is at the back of the park, you also have Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, which is the only other place you'll find that is in Japan.
Right.
Oh, wow.
In defense of Jim's comment there, if you do Splash Mountain, just don't sit in front. Otherwise, you come off like a drowned rat.
I wonder who put him in the first row.
Yeah. And at Disneyland, you've still got Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, and you have the Alice in Wonderland Dark Ride, which is it's very charming. It's my favorite dark ride at Disneyland. And then you also have the Casey Jr. Circus Train and Storybook Land canals, which intertwine with each other. That's also a must-do at Disneyland because you can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, the submarines too, right?
They have the submarine voyage there with Finding Nemo's overlay.
Right.
There's a lot of cool things about Disneyland that you can't experience anywhere else.
No.
Yeah, I agree. Doug and Arnie, what would you say for DCA? If I'm heading over to DCA, what are some must-dos for rides and attractions or shows, guys? I mean, we'll kind of delve into all of
You
them.
like roller coasters, and can you take the roller coaster feel?
I can take it. I can like.
And okay, that's what we want to do, because you got to see the vastly different Space Mountain at Disneyland.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Completely different.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
again, more. I'm not to say superior, but everybody says, "Oh yeah, Disneyland wins."
But at DCA, definitely you want to go on Incredicoaster.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's amazing they're able to tell a story on such a fast ride.
and you laugh.
And you laugh. You're
It's a
laughing the whole
really-
time. Radiator Springs Racers
Oh,
and
God.
actually the entire Cars Land. You're going to want to experience Cars Land.
All
It-
three of them.
You are walking down Route 66. It's amazing.
that's great.
So awesome. I can't wait.
The Cadillac range in the distance, it's just incredible.
We spent over 4.5 hours, so a half of a full day, of going on Tomater, Luigi, Radiator Springs, ate lunch, and had an ice cream, and just stayed in that land for over 4 hours.
That's great.
awesome.
Taking in the environment, because you see the cars. It's like you're walking inside the movie. It's talk about immersion.
Yeah.
I mean, Star Wars Land is very good, but I hate to say, I think Cars Land is just as up there or equivalent.
I know from what I've seen just in videos, I think it's amazing. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, you
It's,
can have a
it's
day-
visually stunning.
Yeah,
It is stunning.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I love the trackless ride of Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters. It's just so much fun.
That's a lot of fun. But DCA also has the different, it's no longer the Tower of Terror, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which
Right.
it's a hoot. It's so cool.
You still drop, right?
Oh, yeah, you still do dropping, but they give you more of a story as opposed to just being in an
Right.
elevator shaft. The difference is that the one in Florida, you actually do leave the elevator shaft to go to another elevator shaft.
Right.
You don't get that at any other Disney park.
Okay.
When they built it, when they reimagined the attraction, they analyzed that was the portion that always breaks down. So they thought, let's go ahead and nix that. It'll keep time up on the attraction rather than breaking down.
Okay.
And
That makes sense.
And one other place in DCA that I would recommend is the Animation Courtyard.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people don't really know about this one. It's a building where you go in and you are surrounded by the like 20, 30-foot screens all over the room. And they play little bits and snippets of all the animated classics of Disney.
Really?
nice.
Is that
Yeah.
continuous? Do they keep?
Yeah, it's a continuous loop.
About a 1 hour loop.
And we're
And,
talking.
on
Is that a
very warm days.
walkthrough? Is it a walkthrough, Ben, or is it you sit down and?
No, you walk in and you can stay in there as long as you want. There are different pavilions inside the building to go to. You can
Oh.
drawing. You can do turtle talk with Crush in that attraction.
Mhm.
But the best thing about it is that they don't kick you out.
Yeah.
On
No.
hot days, you can go in and sit for an hour and a half and just enjoy the animation.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Beautiful.
To answer the question on screen, the least busiest time to go to Disneyland is sometime in late January.
Yeah.
That's
Take care.
Yeah.
But you're possibly risking refurb. So you got to look at, if you want to go on attractions, you're risking, okay, this might be down, this might be down, this might be down, because it's a 365. They
Right.
have to freshen things up. So they have to do it. So don't get mad at Disney. Well, this is down, this is down. Well, they have to do it for safety, and just things wear out, just like our bodies. We're not
Yeah.
spring chickens anymore.
Mhm.
So you do have to, that's when you'll notice is right after Christmas time, Small World goes down, Haunted Mansion goes down. It just
Mhm.
it's like, okay, if you're not really heavy-handed on some of the attractions and you just want to go to hang at Disneyland, then go. But if there's certain ones you want to do, you just have to think about that.
Also, a good question. No, Disneyland does not have Magical Express.
Okay.
And that's just because they only have the 3 resorts.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So they have the other good neighbor hotels. So you're able to walk to and from. Now, the airport, it depends on which airport you go into. It's not just one. You can go into either Los Angeles, LAX, you fly into Burbank, or you fly into Santa Ana, Orange County. Various places that you're flying into.
Okay. Gotcha. Now, do they have like mirrors or something like that? A shuttle service that'll get you to Disney from the airport?
Yeah. Plenty of
Okay.
services available.
Yeah, especially Orange County if you fly in. I don't know if there's direct flights from Orlando to Orange County, but I know there's tons of direct flights from Los Angeles, LAX to it. And I believe you can get shuttles, or again, you just take the Uber and it just zips you through, from Los Angeles airport takes you to Disneyland, because that's what people do.
Yeah. One of the secret airports that's close by too is Long Beach. Not many people go into Long Beach, but it's a nice little airport to fly into.
Now, is there specific airlines that fly into Long Beach only, like maybe Southwest or Delta or Spirit or something like that? Is that why?
JetBlue. Yeah, JetBlue flies into Long Beach, Southwest, and oh my gosh, a friend of mine works at the Long Beach airport when it's open. So I'd have to check with him to see what other airlines are there.
Okay. But they're all within, would you say those airports are all within 30 minutes of Disneyland?
Yes.
Or?
Yes.
Okay.
With the exception of LAX. LAX is usually about an hour drive.
It's LAX, where it's put out in the middle of, it's by the ocean, and it's right there basically out in the sticks of LA. It's and the LA freeways, and it's huge. I mean, the metropolitan LA of Los Angeles is ginormous. Just where the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank to Disneyland is just a nice little 35-mile drive, but it could take you an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh. That's because all the traffic, I'm assuming.
You just want to,
It can, but right now, with the way the freeways are right now, there's no traffic anywhere.
Right.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So,
Everybody's home. That's right. Yep. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Well, that's important because, for a lot of people, I know for us, we're looking to plan a trip to come to Disneyland. We've never done it. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before I get the rapid fire, because I know we usually go about 90-minute guys, but we won't go that long tonight. We won't hold you. I know it's still dinner time for you guys.
Take as much time as you want.
But I got to ask this question. If I'm doing a VIP tour, I want to do a tour. What's the tour to do? I'm not even worried about money. Let's say money's no object. What's the tour to do if money's no object, but then if you're on a budget and you want to do a tour? One of each, would you say?
Okay, I'll take the one about no money's no object. You actually hire someone to be your concierge.
Okay.
It's a minimum of an 8-hour tour.
Mm-hmm.
You can have up to, I believe it's 10 people. Is it 10 people?
10 people.
I think 10 people in the group. And it's, I believe the last time I saw the rate is $250 an hour.
Oh, wow.
Per person.
$2,000. And that does not include entrance into the park.
No.
Yeah, I'm assuming that includes some sort of food.
No.
No.
Just walk on.
No food.
You walk on whatever attraction they do.
Yeah,
it's all walk on.
They pretty much backdoor you any attraction. There's a very short list of attractions that they can't backdoor you on, like Peter Pan's Flight, something like that.
Okay.
But otherwise, they'll let you get on just about anything. And we did that almost 3 years ago.
We did do
and
that.
in 7 hours, we were able to get on about 30 attractions.
Wow.
And we got to see characters because we did cutscenes where they kind of like moved it away. We got to see the characters, and then we got pulled out, and then the light started. So it was an extreme experience.
It was gifted to us by friends that
Yeah,
have a certain perk that they have available to them. So
very rare you
got
could
it.
do this.
But if you're just doing a tour on your own and you're on a budget,
It's the good classic. It's called Walk in Walt's Footsteps, or you basically go with us because it's essentially we done this a zillion times.
what was that, Ben?
Just so you know, I had to stay and house sit for Arnie and Doug at this time, and I was decorating Christmas trees by myself.
Yes, Ben, we know there was a reason for it. Some might know the reason, but yes. We didn't know about it. It was all like surprise.
It was a surprise.
We literally didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
So, but Disneyland has what's called a walk in Walt's footsteps. It's a very classic-y. They go around and give you what Disney wants you to know, and there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You go into the Lincoln Opera House. They explain a lot of this. It's really a lot of Walt. They show you some stuff.
They take you into Walt's apartment above the firehouse.
No, not that one.
Yes, they do.
Did
Yeah,
they
yes, they
change
changed- they
that?
changed
Well,
it.
you basically peek in. You get to get into the tiki room because that's Walt's attraction. He financed that. His brother said, "No, I'm not going to have you. We're not going to spend any money." But he wanted this technology. He wanted this attraction and these birds, automatronic. So his brother said, "Fine, you pay for it." So he did. He paid for that attraction and put it into Disneyland. That's why it's called Walt Disney.
Spiked in attendance in the park because
It was huge.
yeah.
Yeah.
1963.
No,
Wow.
the Lincoln Opera House that Doug mentioned it's the Disneyland Opera House on Town Square. That's where they have great moments with Mr. Lincoln.
Okay, so it's not it's not supposed to be a replica of Ford's Theater.
which
No.
is-
No. I call it Lincoln's Opera House because it's the Opera House in Town Square, and it has
Oh,
the
gotcha.
Lincoln attraction, which is a World's Fair thing.
Okay.
So
Now I will say this: if you're ever in DC around Christmas time, we once did. We went and saw a Christmas Carol at Ford's Theater where Lincoln was assassinated.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
It was very sad, obviously,
Yeah,
for
it's kind of a weird
but it was
feeling.
a wonderful night, and it's a
Yeah.
very small.
Mhm.
It's very
You'd be
small.
surprised how small it is. Yeah, it's very small.
Julio asks a question. It's a very good question, actually. D23, if you do go, it's amazing to go to Disneyland when D23 is happening because during the day, the park is empty.
Oh, really? Hey, yeah, everybody's over there, right?
Yeah, it was really weird because we were down there the last time and it was pretty dead.
Oh my gosh!
Interesting.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was great.
All right, are you guys ready for some rapid fire questions? These are all easy, but I'm gonna ask these questions because I want to know and the world wants to know, and we're gonna go around to each of you.
Okay.
All right, in each park. Now we'll do one park at a time. So only one ride. You get to pick one ride, your favorite ride at Disneyland. Doug.
Oh, that's painful. That's really mean. One attraction that I can only do, and that's all I can do, I honestly is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Okay,
Really?
good pick. Okay, Arnie.
Peter Pan's Flight.
Nice.
Classic.
It's
Ben?
a small world.
Which one?
It's a small world.
Nice. I wouldn't have guessed any of those from you
No.
guys. I thought somebody was going to say Pirates or Haunted Mansion or something like that. That's awesome.
That's cool. I like it.
That's great. Well, okay, what about DCA?
Soaring over California.
Um,
I don't like the new song.
I love Radiator Springs Racers.
I would say Radiator Springs.
Very nice. Okay. Now I don't know if you guys are into this or not, but at Disneyland, favorite meet and greet. What's your favorite meet and greet?
Mickey's Movie Barn.
Mickey's Movie Barn.
Yeah, Toontown.
Okay. Now what is it? I don't know what that is. What is that exactly?
You actually get to meet Mickey in his movie barn. You go into Toontown to his house, and you walk through his house, and then you walk to the backyard, and then you come to this holding area that shows Mickey Mouse shorts.
Right.
And they invite you in to see Mickey Mouse as he is backstage making either Steamboat Willie or The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh, really?
I think it's the band concert.
That's awesome.
There's like 3 or 4 cartoons, and you get to spend quality time with Mickey by himself. No one else is in the room with you.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
That's
it's,
awesome.
it's great.
That is a great meet.
Toontown is very immersive. And then there's Roger Rabbit cartoon Spence. If you know the late 80s and the Roger Rabbit cartoon, they actually have an amazing, amazing attraction of Roger Rabbit.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So what about meet and greets at DCA? If you had a good one over there, which one you going to go see?
Probably Marvel, Spider-Man.
I would do Cars. I mean, I love the Cozy Cone.
Yeah, the Cozy Cone Motel.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America and Spider-Man in Hollywoodland, and then they also have Mater and Lightning McQueen in Cars Land, where you can meet him at the Cozy Cone Motel.
Oh, nice.
A couple of years ago, I was at Disney. We were at California Adventure for our birthday, and I had a big old button. And I walked right by Captain America, and he wished me a happy birthday, and that made my day.
That would be me. I love Captain America.
Yeah, so that's funny. Those are our favorites.
That's
too.
awesome. That's awesome. All right, favorite restaurant. We'll start in Disneyland. And I'm assuming everybody's going to say the Blue Bayou.
You never know.
No,
No?
no.
What is yours?
For me, if I have a choice and I want to say I'm going to go there, Cafe Orleans.
Okay.
Let's say that.
Because I love the ratatouille and the beignets.
That sounds so
Okay.
good.
If I can get in anywhere, it's going to be the lounge at Club 33.
Okay. I bet. Oh, I can't get in there.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, Club
It depends.
the Lounge Nouveau, which is again.
It depends on whether or not we know of friends who are going to be there and they invite us, but we
It's
never
already-
ask them to take us. It's up to them to invite us.
You've never
Right.
asked to go. They say, "Do you want to go?" And they'll
Right.
say, "Yes."
Yeah.
Of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we've also,
My pick is the Plaza Inn right on the hub for their fried chicken.
Very nice.
That's
So good.
With pot roasting too.
yeah, I would have to say the Hub and Plaza Inn as one of the quintessential Disneyland. You just could sit there, and that's the great thing about Disneyland. You can sit outside and eat. Well, you can't do that.
Sure, not all the time.
No, not unless you want to be like drenched in sweat all day.
Right.
long.
Yeah. You just
Or
got-
rained on.
you just get an umbrella and you just sit there and you can just people watch and you're just right there and you have the castle right in front of you.
That's
Nice.
fantastic. Jonathan Chong, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Okay, DCA, favorite place to eat? Restaurant.
Ben, go for it.
That would be the Pacific Wharf Cafe.
Okay.
They have they used to have a really, really good vegetarian chili that I love there, but they've got a broccoli and cheddar soup that is amazing. And they serve it in a sourdough bread bowl.
Oh,
And the sourdough is Bodine sourdough, which is synonymous with San Francisco. You cannot get this bread any better. It is the best sourdough in the world.
It really is. It really is.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it
I
right
know, I'm starving now.
For me, DCA, if I can choose one place I absolutely want to go to, either Carthay Circle or Smoke Jumper's Grill.
okay.
Smoke Jumper's Grill. You just get, if you want a burger, that's where I'll go for Smoke Jumper's Grill. But for a nice sit-down meal inside the park, Carthay Circle.
Very nice. Doug, what about you?
Flo's V8 is also in Carsland. Actually, that's it's starting to really creep up there in my likes.
Really?
Yeah, they had on National Fried Chicken Day, Disneyland actually was doing a duel. Who has the best fried chicken, Flo's V8 or the Carnation Cafe? And people from all over Southern California were doing it to see who has the best fried chicken, either
Yeah.
California Adventure or Disneyland, in these two restaurants. It was the cool thing. They made buttons. I was like,
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm gonna go down there.
Oh.
It was so cool. And then you have the fried chicken that's very historical, which is just a little drive down to Knott's Berry Farm. The farm was built because of the fried chicken.
Oh,
Very historical there too. So if you want a fried chicken run
man, now I want Mrs. Knott's chicken.
and you want your arteries to slam shut, eat fried chicken.
Sounds good to me too.
With biscuits and the gravy,
The boysenberry pie. Oh,
cherry rhubarb appetizer. Oh my goodness.
I'm hungry.
Stop.
And just think, it's dinner time for you guys as soon as
Yeah,
you
it
guys-
is. It is.
Yeah, we were like thinking we were gonna have this, and I'm like, oh, but we're gonna have sandwiches instead. So
Sherry made meatloaf for dinner for here, so I'm
You
looking
guys
forward to
stand
that.
at dinner, so you guys are like,
All right, couple more I want to ask you guys. Favorite special event at either Disneyland or DCA? What's your favorite special event for you?
Christmas.
Christmas.
Christmas,
Amen. Amen to that. I agree.
Absolutely Christmas.
right? It's just
They do so much. Everything is decorated. It's not just Main Street and a couple of things. Decorations are everywhere.
And the food changes. All the
Yeah.
restaurants are offering different options for the holidays.
And their gingerbread cookies are amazing.
Oh, I got that recipe, mastered that sucker. I was obsessed for that. I make amazing gingerbread cookies, and they're all mouse heads and everything that Disneyland does.
Yeah.
I get obsessed, and I get like a dog with a bone. And,
But he's also asking about off season. If it's an off season, it just depends on special events because we like the merchandise events that they do.
Right. Sure. Absolutely.
To add to our collectibles collection.
Oh,
Gotcha.
yes.
All right. Next question. What is the ride or attraction that you miss the most? That's gone. What do you miss?
People Mover.
I miss 3 specifically. I miss the People Mover, I miss the Skyway, and the Country Bear Jamboree.
That's right. I forgot you.
Country, yeah. What about you?
there's Carousel of Progress.
And America Sings.
America Sings,
America
yeah.
Sings. That was I didn't get to see that. The one thing that I said that was gone that I've always wanted to do, and I just got a blank. Is I wish I went back in time to see it because I heard about it.
Mine Train Through Miniatures Wonderland.
You wanted to do that? To me, it's magnification.
Yeah.
Adventure through inner space.
I've heard about that thing. I've seen cheesy, really, really bad videos, and people do computer simulations. It's silly as could be, would be journeying through inner space, and that's the other one that the House of Future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's
2 questions left.
Yeah.
Very nice. Favorite show? What's your favorite show?
The Lion King celebration. Absolutely. It was a parade/show that would go down the parade route. It ran from July 1st of 1994 until June 1st, 1997. At that time, they took the floats, shipped them over to Florida, and now it's all part of the Lion King celebration at Animal Kingdom.
Festival of Lion King is.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
That's where it came
How
from.
about
Yep,
that?
they came from Disneyland.
You guys, okay.
Yeah,
So that was my favorite show.
that was.
Oh.
You have a current favorite show?
Current.
Mickey's Magical Map is kind of cute.
Okay. I've heard
I
that.
love Disneyland Fantasmic
And
by hands far.
Fantastic, absolutely.
best,
But you
yeah.
know, if you're talking about just a stage show,
Stage show.
Frozen at the Hyperion Theater is incredible.
Okay.
Just beautifully done.
It's over an hour of your time, so you gotta
Really?
make sure you do it. It's a high-end, full Broadway in a Broadway stage.
Yeah.
So it's in California Adventure.
Wow.
Neat.
Okay.
I didn't
But
know
for me, my favorite ongoing show right now is the small little cabaret kind of thing they do with Tangled
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
that. I bet
at the
that's
fairy
awesome.
tale area near the entrance to Fantasyland.
Oh, it's fantastic. So full of puns. It's so corny. It's
I
fantastic.
would love that.
And
Yeah, I would love that.
Ryan, yes, I do remember Blast. I loved Blast
Oh my
at
God.
Hyperion Theater.
I like Eureka. I like all the
The original parade.
yeah.
Very nice. All right. And last question. I'm saving the best for last. What is your favorite memory you have of Disneyland? What's your one memory that's probably your best? If you have one.
Oh my gosh.
We just did this. There's
Ben, go for it.
I'd probably say the New Year's Eve that I got to spend with my entire family at Disneyland.
Oh.
They all curse that time now, but it was a lot of fun for me. It was New Year's Eve 2002, turning to 2003.
3 to 4.
3 to 4.
Yeah.
California Adventure had only been around for a couple of years, and there was such a crush of people leaving the parks at that time. They wouldn't have the trams going from the drop-off point over back to the Mickey and Friends parking garage. So we had to walk about a half a mile to get back to our cars at the end of the evening.
Right.
Oh my God. 2 in the morning, and there's this crush of people. My poor nephew, Jeremy, was all of about 7 or 8 years old, and he was asleep walking back to the park. Poor kid.
Yeah.
But that was just one of those things that I just remember where it was so fun to have the whole family there for New Year's Eve.
Oh,
I have
great.
I have two specific memories. Both of them involve Club 33.
Oh, you're gonna go there with them, thank God, because I wanted to go there. You're doing the Club 33.
Yeah, I'll do three of them. One was the first time that
we have multiple.
there are three stories with Club 33. One was when Doug and I had a lunch there. Mickey and Pluto came in. Pluto, they were here to entertain the guests. Pluto knocked over a glass of water at our table, and then acted like he peed on the floor. Mickey came over and scolded Pluto.
Oh,
Doug and I were just sitting there because we were not members. We were just saying, "Please, just go away."
it was.
To which point, one person came up to us and said, "By the way, guys, thank you for the best laugh we've had all day. Come on over here. We want to introduce you to a couple people." And that was the start of a friendship of members of Club 33.
wow.
Another time that we had was in November of 2017. We were able to go to the lounge, and we were the only people in the lounge that night. There were 4.
Wow.
That was it.
And 1901, we did. That's also part of the Club 33 experience, and that's in the Carthay Circle Theater in California Adventure.
Yeah, that was amazing too.
So if you want to know about 1901, type that in at Carthay Circle. You'll hear all about it. It's like the ultimate speakeasy.
And then the last memory I have from Club 33 would be spending New Year's Eve, I think it was 2008 or 2009, where we were invited last minute to go to the club. We didn't have anything to wear. We actually had to borrow clothes to dress. It was a special event. Champagne toast at midnight, and we went to the balcony out and we're throwing beads off the balcony to the people down in New Orleans Square.
We celebrated.
We mean people. You're throwing to the peasants.
To us.
Oh my God, this is so.
We'd be the ones down below.
So yeah,
It would be me down below.
so yeah, my memories are usually revolving around Club 33. Doug?
Mine would be, oh my gosh, there's the anniversaries. I'm going to take those out of the side. Was February 7th, 2001. I actually got to stay. I was part of the opening day visitors to open California Adventure.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Stayed on Main Street overnight. So I got there about 4:35 at the parking structure. They walked us backstage. They said, "You guys stay here." They herded us. I was number 53. And then we were part of the opening day ceremony of opening the California Adventure. So I stayed the night at Disneyland. Inside.
That's awesome.
Wow.
They never did that ever where we had the park open where you could just sleep in the streets like street people.
Wow.
And it was we were right on the corner where we see the castle. And this is February in California. So it gets cold.
Yeah.
But it happened to be a nice cold. But I befriended a gal. Her name is Donna Burke. And we just got to be really good friends. And we went over to the hub and I'm sitting on the bench. I'm tired of sitting on the ground. And we were like shivering. And then all of a sudden the cast members just like disappeared. So we did walk around Disneyland while it was closed. And we were not supposed to because it just some of us would sleep. And then I was just meandering around. It is the most incredible thing being inside that place when it was overnight. So, and then opening up California Adventure, being of that big pomp and circumstance opening of that park.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Those are great
Very
memories.
cool, guys.
So Brian was saying, you're the one that beamed me in the head with beads. Yeah, that was me. Sorry.
He was working guest control that night.
It was dead that night. There was fog that rolled in. It was a bad storm. So the fireworks were canceled for New Year's Eve.
But we had our own there at Club 33. They had their own celebration. But it was so incredibly windy that they couldn't shoot off the fireworks. So we kind of like had our thing and we just like stayed in the club all night long, raking in the year at 2009. And so that was very, very memorable.
And look at that, Brian was one of the guards for Michael Eisner at the opening DCA. So yeah, he did guest control, I guess, for that too.
That's all.
Brian was awesome.
I saw him do it and did the whole morning thing, and it was. So that's why I have a strong emotional attachment to California.
We had a similar experience for Disneyland's 50th anniversary. We spent the night with 10,000 of our closest friends at DCA.
Exactly.
They lined us up, and the line of people snaked all the way through DCA for people wanting to go into Disneyland on July 17th, 2005.
Oh, wow.
So, and then you kind of get, people were getting a little misty-eyed about it too, because as they were escorting us into Disneyland from DCA, they had cast members lining the entire plaza from the gates between both parks. And then once you got into Disneyland and you were walking down the street, cast members were there on the curb and they had their Mickey hands and they kept saying, welcome home.
They were giving everybody mouse ears. That was dated July 17th, 2005.
That's awesome.
It was,
Yeah.
hands down, Disneyland did an amazing 50th.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, hopefully they'll do something like that in Disney World. We'll see.
Yeah, we were
exactly.
just with how this world has changed, and we have, because our big plan is to do I've never been to Walt Disney World at Christmas time.
Oh, look at that. Brian.
So we want to do right after Thanksgiving, like either fly in Thanksgiving or Black Friday, and do our time, because we have to be there on the 27th of November. There's a reason for that, but is 2001. So we want to do the 50th anniversary and do Christmas time at Walt Disney World. You've only did Christmas time once, and that was in 1999.
Yeah, December 99 was awesome.
So I have never done
So
it.
much at Christmas time. I so want to go.
Yeah, so
You guys gotta go.
The next time is
The
Christmas.
first time this past year, and it was great.
So I've done the fall, I've done November, I've done spring break at Walt Disney World, and I vowed I've had enough. I want Christmas.
Yes, we did too.
It's true. It's true.
And we're
Absolutely.
glad we did.
All right. So everybody in the chat's asking where are the gloves? So Doug,
Oh gosh, this
even
is
if it's one item, pull me something out that's glove worthy.
well, I have two glove worthy, because there's another event is Disneyland's 59th anniversary, and that was July 17th.
2014.
2014, and I'll go get that. But that's for the Disneyland. It was the unveiling of the logo for the 60th anniversary, and there was a little completely impromptu. If you were not paying attention and not tweeting, you would have not done this. But this is for the 50th. They were, Disneyland had amazing swag. And then when you open it up and you can see the dust, it's a book. And it's the souvenir. It's called The Story of Disneyland. Let me take it out. Make sure
Careful.
I know.
I'm going to turn off the lights.
Oh, if you turn off the light, they won't be able to see it. It'll be too dark.
Fun.
Okay, there you go.
So it's actual of the 1955 Walt Disney's like pictorial map.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's a reproduction.
It's a reproduction of the original opening day.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That is really cool.
1955.
Yes, this is like a
Yeah,
lot
you got
of.
the gloves.
I mean, and this is what it was, and then they put it in the box.
Okay,
but
and then go
that's-
get the.
So he was tweeting.
I'll explain
yeah, the
it as we
story
go.
is amazing.
He's gonna go get it. I was on Twitter following Disneyland, and they sent a tweet out there because I had it in alerts say if Disneyland ever tweets anything, I want to know about it first. I saw this alert saying, "Hey, who wants to go to Disneyland for a special party?" I thought, okay. I said, well, I signed up for it. They explained to me saying, well, you have to have a ticket to get in the park, but once you're there, you'll be invited to a special event where we will do the unveiling of the logo for the 60th anniversary. I thought, oh, cool. So we saw the unveiling, and then they said, okay, everyone that had that tweet from Twitter, follow me. So we followed him over to the Disneyland Opera House where Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln is. They
Right.
had the attraction closed at that time for a private party. We were part of that party. They gave us food in there. They gave us drinks. They showed us different things that were coming. And then as we were leaving, they presented us 3 gifts. They gave us a cookie. And remarkably, I still have that cookie. It has not deteriorated. Kind of scary. We also received a ticket of Fast Passes, a ticket book, which looked like the original tickets of the A through E tickets.
But also, when we went in, there was meet and greets, and that the hot thing at 2014 was El Sonana, where people wait 3-4 hours. They were just right there, so we got to take our picture and actually meet El Sonana because Frozen was,
the thing.
Off the charts.
So here they gave you this.
This was the ticket book that they gave us.
Wow.
So you got each colored ticket that's there, and it tells you an e-ticket that was available in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s, whatever the highest attractions were for that decade, that was available on that ticket. You did not have to surrender the colored ticket. They had a duplicate white ticket directly behind that you gave for your Fast Pass.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So they just did that, so they gave us this. So we had this is a Fast Pass, very memorable. And then there was these guys dressed in tuxedos, and they had these trays and
white gloves.
And they said, "Here's your gift."
They presented us diamonds,
and it's a giant diamond.
Nice.
And it's huge.
It's huge. It's a giant with the 60.
That's really neat.
See,
that's awesome.
I mean, it's like a diamond. It actually has fire. I mean, you can see it just sparkles.
It is. It's a giant. I mean, this is how big it is in my hand.
Yeah.
But they never sold these. They never sold these.
Yeah, they never sold them.
Never sold them. It was just this is what the logo of it is. And it's a giant diamond. And then, so we both got, when we looked at each other, we freaked out. We were ready to burst into tears. I just ran so quick to my car, our car that we parked, because we drive to Disneyland in the parking structure, because I was afraid that they were going to take these things back. But to get this giant diamond.
Yeah, it is. It's
That's
huge.
so cool.
And it's a giant crystal diamond.
And it's all because I followed Disneyland on Twitter.
We would have never, ever got it. It's like...
Nice.
I think it's great. Oh my gosh.
I know,
We like
that's-
shiny, sparkly things. So those are the 50th and 60th.
They sold something like it in the park, but it wasn't that diamond. They sold something like it, and it was like $60, $70, I think it was. So it wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, their 60th anniversary merchandise was not inexpensive at all.
No, it was not. Downscale. Hashtag never eat the cookie.
Never eat the cookie.
Yeah, we have
Never eat the cookie.
our trees, and we have. So yeah, we were big on the anniversaries. They did the big one for the 45th anniversary in 2000. They do amazing holidays. Their events, Disneyland, hands down.
Yeah.
The one thing that I think compares that I love out of all of them is I got to experience the Millennium Celebration at Walt Disney World. I went with my mom in 2000, March of 2000. And I want to say with Reflections of Earth, the Millennium Village at Walt Disney World, they did an amazing job. I love Millennium event. So we don't need to break them.
Don't break it.
Brian wanted me to show you. Brian Eisenhart sent this. It's a coin from the grand opening of
Is it DCS?
DCA.
Oh, that's
Cool. It's a coin from DCA. He never opened it. It's from the opening day. He got it and sent it to me. This was really neat. He sent it to us.
It's all the old
That's
logos.
amazing.
Brian, that's awesome.
That's awesome, Brian.
Yeah, that was really neat that he sent it. As I knocked down all the postcards behind me, I'll pick them up later. But you guys have some amazing stuff,
Yeah.
and
Oh my gosh.
I know we're coming up on an hour and a half. I don't want to hold you guys. I know it's getting late. But first and foremost, let me just say to all three of you, thank you for spending your time here with us tonight. It definitely meant a lot to us. I know it's really early for you guys. It's dinner time, and you took the time out of your day to be here with us and share your Disneyland thoughts, memories, and a lot of great, useful information. We got a ton of it written down.
We barely scratched the surface.
Yeah, there's
I
a
know.
lot.
We'll have to do a part 2 at some point, for sure.
Yeah,
But, I was going to say, tell me what's coming up on PTV.
Oh goodness. Well, I've been doing the Daily Dose of Disney every day at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific for months now, since July 1st. It's coming to an end because I've told everything about history every day for a year. So,
Right.
so on June 29th on PTV Live, we're going to have the last official Daily Dose of Disney to round out the whole year of talking history.
That's great.
Wow.
I love the Daily Dose. It's so much fun. Those are great.
It's a lot of work.
It's a
We're
lot.
always-
It's a lot of work.
we're always
I
like,
bet. I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
A lot of hours spent in doing a lot of research. So, because I'll see something at one side, or I'll take a look at some reference that I have, and I double and triple check a lot of the information to make sure that it is the right information.
Sure. I agree. And what about you, Ben? What's coming up on Life with Ben?
Life with Ben this coming week. I spent another day in the kitchen, believe it or not, trying not to kill myself with food.
But that's the best way to go.
So I'll be making a snack treat, one that I actually like getting when I'm at Disneyland, but you'll have to tune in on Thursday morning to find out.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, we can't wait for that as well. But guys, again, I want to say thank you to Doug, Arnie, and Ben. It's definitely been an honor and a pleasure having you guys on. We might have to do a part 2 on this.
Talking about it makes us like just the intensity of just walking around. You don't. It's not that we take things for granted, and you can't. Every day is very precious. But it's just when you get to share this with other people, and that's what I appreciate about Disney and this community we've cultured. That it's just, it kind of brings back all the good times. And lately I have been wanting to go back into my past life. Every day I wake up, it's like, I want to go back to that time.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
true.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's definitely been our pleasure. And to everybody in the chat, to everyone who sent us a super chat tonight, thank you so much for your generosity. We appreciate that. And thank you to everybody in the chat for being here. We say it every week, and it's the truth. You have a choice. You chose to spend your time here with us today, and your time is precious. And the fact that you were here with us, it means the world to us. And we do our best to try to entertain you and inform you as best we can. So we definitely appreciate it. Do you guys have a certain way you end your show?
Yeah, usually there are 3 ways that we end it. One, if we're doing a food video, we say, "Life is too short to eat bad food."
My vlog ends with, "Remember, adventure is out there."
And then most of the time we end with, "Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow."
That's fantastic. Well, I love all of those. Those are great. And again, everybody in the chat, all of our members who are here tonight, thank you very, very much. And the way we always end our show is we always say, please take care of yourselves and each other. And we'll talk to you all really, really soon. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Bye everybody.
Bye.
And let's see if it stops.